Hey, bitch. I'm back, honey. I'm back for us to have a little chit chatty, patty waddy. Okay, we got to get into a few things. All right, they have announced the new cast for Traitors, so we have to tap into that for a little bit. We also got to get into Yandy and Mendices and a little drama they got going on, and we also have to talk about Joy Chavis, who happens to be the mother of Bow Wow's daughter, and unfortunately, her daughter appeared to have had some type of wardrobe malfunction. So, where a lot of people have had a lot of things to say about her daughter's attire on the BET red carpet. So, we will be talking about that. But first things first, make sure you guys are coming into the video. You're liking, commenting, subscribing, and also sharing the video. Okay. Now, let's just go ahead and tap into some things. So, when it comes to Traitors, it's the Peacock original show. It's pretty good. I think it was last season with Robin Dixon. I believe I watched the one before that, and I cannot remember who the cast was when I watched, but it was super good. It was so much conversation about it. I can't remember if Giselle was a part of that. I'm not sure. I can't remember who the people were on that show, but they definitely had me tuned in. Matter of fact, it was the season Phaedra was on. It was the season Phaedra was on. I watched it. It was pretty good. That was a good season. Okay. Well, guess what? They have announced to us the new cast, and it's only a few people that I really care about. So I'll just go ahead and mention Lisa Rinna, Candiace Dillard, and Miss Porsha Williams will now be a part of the upcoming season. And I'm here for it. I'm going to check it out, right? Now, what they're saying is they're alleging that Nene actually was offered this opportunity, but she ended up turning it down because it was like a low salary offer. And she was like, oh, no, oh baby, no. But it's not even just that I'm thinking about, because if she felt like it wasn't enough money, then cool. But this is what I'm thinking about. The fact that NBC was willing to put Nene on one of their shows, to me, is a big deal. So when Nene says that their relationship is in a better place, she not lying. However, I question, how much is it going to take for her to return back to Real Housewives of Atlanta if that is a place where she wants to return? What is that going to cost, right? Now, I already believe before she even came out and said her relationship with the network was good. And that was because I believe it was the Oscars or some award show that happened earlier this year. And she was a part of doing additional hosting for that red carpet or for that show or whatever the case was. And it was connected to NBC Universal. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I said, okay, they must have repaired their relationship. Months later, here she is confirming that the relationship has been repaired. They're in a good place. And they even offered her allegedly Traitors, but she turned it down. Right. And then what I'm hearing is that when they offered her that, she turned it down because it wasn't enough money for her. But then they offered the opportunity to Porsha Williams, and Porsha took it. And I don't blame Porsha. I would have took it too. Okay. Especially dealing with what all Porsha is dealing with. She recently got her divorce. Okay. The judge has ordered that a lot of money and things go to her that I cannot guarantee you gonna go to her. And I think she knows that, right? Yes, some things may be enforced. They may try and lock down some assets of some fashion. I don't know. I don't know how Simon has had his business and things set up. If it's even in his name or somebody else's, I don't know the particulars of how Simon goes about getting his money, nor how Porsha is going to be able to get access to that money, although the judge did tell him this is what he has to take care of, right? So she has no choice but to sit up here and get out here and do her thing, especially if she is trying to maintain the bills on this house. If he was not paying it while he was in ICE's custody, now that he's not even in the United States, he still may not pay for the house, and he may go into default of some fashion. Who knows? Okay. And they may try and, if the house goes into default of some fashion and they have to foreclose on the home, I mean, I guess Porsha wouldn't get anything. She may still try and get the 40 racks she's supposed to get every month, but he may not care. I mean, whatever issue it's going to be may be up to him and the mortgage company. So I don't know. But Miss Girl ain't got no choice but to get out here and grind, because the judge did say that she gets to stay in that home over a year or so. And if she wants to maintain the payments, and she has been while he was locked up in ICE, Miss Mama got to get out there and work. She got to do what she got to do. Okay. So I expect to see Porsha all over our screens, whether it's television, YouTube. I expect her to put in a lot of work. Okay. But aside from that, I would have took the opportunity too, as I said. But another thing, Candiace Dillard is also a part of the show. When they both were a part of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, they had a little bit of friction. So I think I am going to tune into this season, number one, because it is a pretty good show. When I watched it when Phaedra was on, it was pretty good. So I'm going to check it out and see how it's going to be with Porsha and Candiace on the show, and see if they're going to try and have some type of alliance with each other, being familiar as housewives maybe. or not. Let me tell y'all who I definitely can see being a traitor more than anything, and it's that Lisa Rinna. Just like y'all felt like Phaedra was going to be a good traitor, and I do indeed think that she was, I feel like Lisa is going to be that person too, but we all going to have to watch it and just see how it all goes. But I'm here for it. They also got Mara Higgins of Love Island. She is also going to be over there as well. So it should be a pretty decent season. Okay, so we'll see. They definitely using these housewives and their image to, garner in the views for the show. So we'll see how that's going to play out. And you know what else is funny? It's the fact that earlier this year, Candiace took a picture at the NBC Universal Studios, and a lot of people thought she was going to be returning back to Real Housewives of Potomac. Well, that's not necessarily the case, okay? As you see and have seen the past few days, Miss Monique Samuels, all right, she is going to be returning to Potomac, but it looks like Candiace actually went to NBC Universal for other reasons, and she just may have locked in a show over here with Traitors, and ain't no telling what else she's going to be working on with them, right? So that's that. But y'all let me know. Are y'all gonna be tuned in? Are you guys gonna be watching, checking out, trying to see exactly what Traitors is gonna give us now that Miss Porsha Williams and Candiace Dillard are going to be on that show? You know what else is funny? It was rumored earlier this year too, I believe, that Monique Samuels was supposed to be on Traitors. And then come to find out, they were saying that Candiace was supposed to be on Traitors. So I don't know, but I remember Monique coming back and declining that opportunity. And now it got me wondering, like, did they want them both on Traitors at the same time to create some controversy with each other, possibly, and for the viewers? And once Monique learned that, she was like, oh, no, honey, I'm out of here. I'm not finna do that. I've grown too much to go down that cycle or whatever the case is. I don't know. And is that the reason they decided to say, you know what? Understood. You don't have to come over here to Traitors, but what if we do this? What if we bring you back to Real Housewives of Potomac as a friend of? That's what I'm wondering. If they were both booked to be on this show and they understood after both of them found out that one of them is not going to do it, Monique probably was like, I'm not going to do it. So they said, well, we'll bring you back to RHOP. Because shortly after she announced and said, no, that's not true, people said, oh, we hear you're returning, you're coming to Potomac. And she was like, well, that's not true, boo. And then now, what do we hear? Right? So I don't know. But Monique did do a statement, and I talked about that earlier today in a different video where she said she turned it down for about 7 times, about 7 times for being back on the show. This year alone, I do feel like there may be a bit of exaggeration, just a little bit, but I have no doubt that she's turned it down, maybe twice, right? I do believe she turned it down. The question is how often, because how do you turn it down 7 times and then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I'm in. Like, what? I guess. But anywho, we'll see her. We'll see her on the upcoming season. But leave your thoughts and comments down below. All right. Let's see. Oh, let me get into this real quick. So over here on Mr. Housewives on Instagram, they're saying according to Google, Nene's net worth is around $14 million. So it's safe to assume she wasn't showing up for anything less than a 7-figure paycheck. And honestly, can you blame her? They're saying if producers want high-profile celebs on the show, they better be ready to drop some serious coins. Yes and no. I feel like Nene probably would have took that for 6 figures, depending on how high the 6 figures were. Potentially. Right? But I don't know. Y'all let me know. What do you think? If she's worth that much? I mean, I feel like people may be worth that much and they still may take on opportunities that are in the 6 figures just a bit, in my personal, but leave your thoughts below. Next up, what I want us to get into Miss Yandy Smith Harris of Love and Hip Hop New York / ATL. Yeah, so her bestie decided to air her out. Okay, the bestie decided to air her out. I guess they got into some type of issue, and she's been letting people know that Yandy has been cheating on Mendeecees. Now, do we care? Not necessarily, because I feel like Mendeecees been a dog before they got married, before prison, probably during prison, and after prison. And when I say during, I'm not talking about him messing with other guys. I'm just saying he probably been in communication with other women, because how is she gonna know about it, right? So I wouldn't be surprised, okay? And now he's accusing her, meaning the bestie, that accusing her of cheating. And I kind of feel like this. She was your best friend at once upon a time. You were okay with the things that she was doing. And then now that you can't get access to her how you once did, or now that you guys have fallen out, now you want to air her out. Why air her out now when you were so okay and comfortable with the SHI when you was around her? I think that's whack in my personal. And I'm not even crazy about her like that, but that's not cool, right? However, let's go ahead and get over here to this because I want you guys to see the guy that he's putting out there as her guy. So this man, whose name is Michael, is actually giving Mark Daly, and that's Kenya Moore's husband, okay, or ex-husband. So he's kind of favoring him a little bit. So he says London Bridge is falling down. This is the bestie, LOL. This is that fine man, that fine gentleman, and that I was telling y'all about, and the room in London. Then he goes on, and there's more.
For myself. You took me away from my birthday to London, bitch. That wasn't for me. London was for you. We're in a restaurant taking pictures. My boyfriend hits me up and he's like, yo, who's taking a picture? Who's that third menu for on the table? I said, oh shit, Yandy. He's gonna think I'm cheating on him. He thinks I'm here with somebody. Bitch, and all along we was there with you and your nigga that you was fucking. We went to London so you could fuck your nigga, your side nigga. Bitch, you didn't go there for me. I'm like, Yandy, please, I gotta tell him. Don't tell him nothing. I don't want him in my business. So you want me to let him believe that I'm cheating on him? And then you still ungrateful? So my shit is fucked up. Your shit at home in DC is under wraps because he thinks you taking me away to London for my fucking birthday. All the while, you out here fucking this nigga, and the nigga was fine. Don't get me wrong. I would have fucked him too. But you still was ungrateful, bitch. You ain't no loyal fucking stand up, hold you down, bitch. My shit is fucked up. My nigga think I'm fucking on him. And you doing all the fucking and sucking. In the room, we had a flat, bitch. The wall separated my bed and your bed. I'm listening. I can't answer the phone for my boyfriend. And I'm listening to you and this nigga fuck all night.
Yikes.
You a wicked bitch. You a ungrateful bitch. And then you treat me like shit? Nah, bitch. It ain't going down like that.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Well, let me say this though. Okay, at least Yandy went overseas and had her man. Okay, at least she ain't had nobody over here in American soil, and clearly wasn't nobody gonna find out about it if it wasn't for that Midland asbestos that exposed her. But aside from that, okay, aside from that, so he says you a wicked BIT. All right, you did a lot of effed up SHI, and I still gave you a pass, and you still didn't handle me with care. At Yandy, yeah, oh yeah, and the pics with you and his fine ass, you really turned me out. The BIT is so cheap, she didn't even get me my own room, and I don't give a fuck how nobody feel. She did that to me. Okay, this is for you. I don't give a fuck. Oh, had to. Oh, I guess he meant to say I don't give a fuck. I had it with you. I'm a project. Whatever he says. He says is what you said. I'm a project. I hope that didn't say what I think he said. The F bomb. But then it goes on to say, you fake BIT from the project. Now what? Never gave up about what you did with your cootie twa. It's yours. But you effed my SHI up and still wasn't kind to me. Them evil green eyes and that bent ear. Okay, so that's what he has to say about Yandy. And what makes matters worse, Yandy came to the front and said that it's too many people it's too many people with something that has negative opinions. Okay, I guess it's too many people that's irrelevant or whatever it is that have negative opinions to say about her. And so people were in the comments and they were like, oh well, you didn't say no, Yandy, you didn't say that you didn't cheat. But we already know whatever the guy said she did, she likely did that because Yandy too is another person in my personal that likes to put up facades about her life and make it appear as though everything is all roses, this, that, and the other. And that's just not what it is. She's been doing that since she's been on Loving Hip Hop New York, trying to downplay other people, build herself up. And it's just like, Yandy, I felt like I've always saw her for what she was, but everybody else is a little different. However, let's keep going because the guy does go on to confirm. Michael, the guy that she was messing with, came out and said, out of respect for everyone involved, I've stayed silent as the internet did what it does. But to be clear, yes, I was involved with Yandy Smith. And it wasn't just a one-time situation. It happened over a period of time. Baby, not the way he coming to air her out is crazy. He should have just stayed silent. Like, why you had to come? She must have pissed you off too. Mendices must have called and threatened you. So you wanted to blow up the spot or something. I feel like a man that's no longer messing with Yandy, to me, would be one to come to the front to put this out here. He must be mad at her too. I don't know. But he goes on to say, I'm not here to argue, defend, or point fingers. I take responsibility for my part and am moving forward privately. I won't be speaking on this again. Respectfully, let's all move on. Child, that's what he said. So when a friend said he was in there banging her out and banging her down, child, they was telling the truth. So I don't know if Yandy went on that trip to London when a cast went on a trip to London last year. But ain't that some messy? Well, well, all I can say is, Mendices, the stories that have come out about you, you've been around the town, but at least Yandy has been catching flights to get hers, okay? I guess, child. Well, good luck to the people, honey. Good luck to the people. Let us move on because the next thing I want us to get into, and actually, let me see if I can find a photo real quick of Bow Wow's daughter, Shai, at the BET Awards, so that I can share that image with you guys, so you all can see exactly what was going on with her attire that day. Now, first things first, I just want to say this. I feel like the BET Awards this year was really good. I didn't get a chance to talk about the BET Awards, but I thought that it was really, really good. I love the entire 106 in Park segment. I thought that was great. I really enjoyed Kirk Franklin's performance, y'all. It was so good, baby. The way he had the choir up there dancing, it really started to make me think about Sister Act 2. I feel like he was continuing to challenge the status quo of how things are supposed to be, and I loved it. Down, I thought he did a great performance. I love that they honored Jamie Foxx. The messages he gave to his daughters, I teared up. It was beautiful. Tiana Taylor did a phenomenal performance, in my opinion. So much so that it made me feel like we were watching the Grammys or something. Right? It seemed like it was a bigger award show than the BET Awards. And let me tell y'all something. BET, y'all really put time into this one. In my personal, I feel like you guys really put time into your award show this year. I guess because you all were celebrating the 20 years. In addition to that, y'all actually gave promo. In the past, you guys haven't really done the promo, but I guess booking Kevin Hart, you guys have done the promo. I feel like at a period of time that you guys started to like lax, get a little cheap on the BET Awards. And I really like what y'all did this year, and y'all need to keep it up. Definitely need to keep it up. And I have a message to artists in my personal. These bigger artists, in my opinion, y'all need to start showing up to the BET Awards. I was really happy to see Kendrick Lamar there. I was happy to see SZA in attendance. I feel like y'all need to start back showing up because when y'all are trying to elevate in this industry, y'all run to the BET Awards to get attention. Y'all ran to 106 in Park. Y'all ran to these other places to be noticed on their platforms. And then once you reach a certain status, then you no longer want to do it. But you make sure that you're in all of those seats for these white productions. Okay, crying and whining and putting out statements and doing whatever when you feel like you were cheated out of an award or whatever when it comes to these other shows. And I feel like us people that still support your music and go, like, we still be tuning in to the BET Awards. Now, I don't know if it's that the BET Awards don't have enough money to pay y'all or what I don't know. I thought y'all did not get paid for performances similar to the NFL. Not necessarily sure. However, I would like for y'all to like return. It was great to see Doechii in the audience. Like, it was just good to see a great amount of people that I don't think I was expecting to see at this year's award show. I don't know what they did to make it a big deal, but y'all did a good job with that, in my personal. I'm trying to think of if there was anything else. I'm sure it was so much more because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed Ashanti, Maya. I even enjoyed Bow Wow doing his thing and Sync doing theirs. Like, that whole 106 in Park segment was super cute. And I feel like y'all should always do it. One thing that I'm not in support of, and that's 106 in sports. I feel like 106 in sports isn't going to be what we think it is. I think they're going to be covering hot topics and all of that in my personal. So it's not going to be giving a whole lot of sports like we may think, right? Because once y'all see people not tuning in to y'all for just the sports, y'all are going to have to supplement with other topics and stuff. And that's where it's going to cross lanes into current events. And I just like, y'all could have came up with a completely different name versus 106 in sports when we would prefer 106 in Park. Like, hello? But it is what it is, okay? I thoroughly enjoyed I enjoyed the show. And you know, another thing, when they have like their artists that are like up and coming, and they're on like the side stage, it may be a stage sponsored by Nissan or some company of that fashion. Those artists were on point. Whoever those people were, it was one guy, I can't think of his name. He had dreads, kind of heavy set with the beard. Baby boy was singing hell down, singing down, like he did his thing. Okay. Kirk Franklin's performance, I didn't understand the point of the Jamal guy. I believe he just won American Idol, Money Long, and Tamar Braxton coming out there. Like, it seemed like everybody was lost. They didn't know when they were supposed to step in and do their parts. And Tamar just jumped in and took over and started singing and overpowering everybody else's vocals. Okay. I don't know if their mics weren't on or what the case was, but I also feel like Tamar didn't know what to do, so she did what she did best. Let me get in here and let me get to singing. Let me add my ad libs or this and that and the other. I just feel like they didn't seem like they had much direction. It wasn't clear of what they were supposed to do. But it didn't make any sense to have those people on the stage if they were just going to be humming the whole time and singing and adding ad libs. Like, we didn't need them, right? We didn't need them. But the church performance, like, Kirk Franklin showed his tail. He showed out. He did his thing. Shout out to him. And yeah, it was a good award show. It was really, really good. So hopefully you guys checked it out, got into it. Now, what I want us to talk about real quick is Bow Wow's daughter, Shai, who he has with I guess you would say model entrepreneur Miss Joy Chavis. And this is the daughter, okay? Now, this is her dress, and you can see that it's showing a bit of her skin in the back. And I even saw that and I was like, ooh, the people finna drag her for that. Like, who picked this outfit? What's really going on? When I heard Bow Wow say that he has his daughter for the summer, mom dropped her off and she's with me for the summer. When he said that, I said, yeah, her mama clearly did not know about this attire that she was going to have on. She did not know what was going to happen. And obviously he didn't either. And it seemed like, hell, he clearly about don't care. He about left her in the hands of some stylist or whatever, get my daughter ready to get this, that, and the other. First of all, for y'all to tie this babe, first of all, I don't know what went wrong. I think the dress was chosen for her. They didn't know that it was a cutout. That I don't really believe that they didn't know it was a cutout. I believe that they did. And for y'all to have a cutout and then turn around, and I don't even know if baby girl has on underwear, because that seems like it's like a cheek, right? Like, that's not cool. Granted, this is a child. She's about 13 years old. Y'all should have went and got her some shorts that got something to go up under it. Matter of fact, I feel like it's enough fabric hanging that y'all could have finessed something to where y'all pinned up the back of her dress, like with some of that fabric hanging on the side. Like, y'all just could have did a better job with that. And I don't know what went wrong, but I don't like that at all. And a lot of people had things to say. But of course, they're going to come for her mother. And I feel like y'all need to come for her fucking daddy and his team and whoever those people were. Okay. And I say that because her mother, who's all the way in LA and has 2 other children, one of the babies, I don't even know if her daughter is 2 years old yet. She may be 1 or not even 1. Something like that, right? She has another daughter. So she's not down there in this part or whatever, you know, working on this. She over there with her kids. Okay, so he's supposed to be with her dad. She's supposed to be with her dad for the summer. So my thing is, that's on him. A lot of times it always fall back on the mom, like she's supposed to do a better job, but as if the dad is not supposed to do a better job himself. He knows how his daughter should and should not look when she's hitting the carpet. I don't think all of that should fall on the mama. Okay, I don't know what part of LA she lives in or whatever the case, or if she even lives in LA, but at the end of the day, he said out his mouth in a video that her mom left her with me. She's with me for the summer. So that sounds like the little girl been with him even before the BET situation. But all in all, and if you were to drag her mom, drag her daddy too, because she's not just her mom's child. And she's literally standing right next to her fucking dad as she's wearing this dress. So if anybody should be drugged, it definitely should be his ass. But that's just my personal on that. Okay. Now, what I do want us to get into is what the mother had to say. So let us check out what Joy had to say over here. Okay.
It does not, it looks like a long sleeve dress. I show y'all the picture that they sent over. It does not, it looks like a long sleeve dress that's like has jewels on it and a thing hanging on the side. I was like, oh my God, so cute. At no point do we know that it was a cutout. But whoever was styling her should have said, hey, there's a cutout. And that's all I'm going to say about that. And when she put it on, I think they were like, oh man, we didn't realize. Oh gosh, what, do we have to back up? No, they don't have to back up. We're in the trailer. She has to go out. What? So she was just saying she didn't like how she had to like do this the whole time. She just felt kind of like, you know, weird and uncomfortable. And I was like, well, yeah, because it's inappropriate. Yeah, she had to deal with thousands of grown-ass people talking about her, saying, I know her mama, but her mama ain't did a motherfucking thing. Mama was not in attendance. Mama was not around. Okay? Mama would have had, if I was there, I would have went to the closest whatever, or Instacart or some little, you know, little black shorts to put underneath. But that's just a mistake. That's not gonna happen ever again. Right, I would have went right there at Macy's or somewhere. Of course I'm clearing it up because a lot of these people are trying it. Like, it's cool, you have your comments. I had my comments. I saw it when y'all saw it. She went from the trailer to we had no time to even speak. I didn't say, oh my God, let me see her. Nothing. I saw it online with y'all and I said, it looks like a long sleeve dress.
So that is what Joy has to say. There's more because she does have her daughter on a live with her where they chat about what took place.
Yeah, we were like, it's a bit much. We all know it wasn't appropriate, so.
It was not appropriate.
Yeah, so.
And I was like, she should have definitely had some shorts. But she didn't see that hip part. She was just like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah, I think so. Because when she put it on, she was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, what? Like, we have to go. Like, hello? And she was like, oh my gosh, I think it's showing. And I was like, great. And she's like, we have to go. And I was like, all right. And I think you can tell that I was like a little bit uncomfortable, but it's okay. Everything happens for a reason. So.
Somebody was like, she did not look uncomfortable. She looked like,
yeah.
wrong.
Yeah, and then this one person, she was like, she's fast. Like, she's hot. She was like, you know when they get away, like, and they just, like, want to pull it down? Like, babe, that's not what happened, but I love it. So.
Yeah, I saw that video.
Yeah, like, girl, you just didn't. It's okay. Live your life. I hope you have a great life.
Anyways, but it did bring you down. That's the only reason why.
Yeah, it did, but, like, at the end of the day, I really don't care, because, like,
it won't happen again.
They nothing on me, so.
So what do you have?
Thank you. Yeah, I think people just misunderstand me because I think I am a little mature, but it's okay, guys. Like, things happen. People are gonna hate, so.
They hated on Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
Go outside.
Please. Mom, everyone was telling me we're twins. Like, this is not good. Actually, this is good, but, like, this is, like, getting scary.
Why?
Because, like, why do we look so much alike? Like, what the heck?
I'm pretty. My face eats. So you look like me.
Oh. Period. Clock that.
Yeah. All right, y'all. So that's what her and her daughter had to say. Now, I will say this. I don't think it was necessarily hating. I think people just was calling out the fact that that's an inappropriate dress for a 13-year-old to be revealing skin like that, is what people were trying to say. But I feel like that's, to me, I feel like the stylist, you don't go to nobody with just one option. You should always have more than one option. She may think that's cute, but she may try it on and it may not work. Right? So that's why people bring more than one option. Okay. So I don't know, but you guys leave your thoughts and comments down below. You may feel like, nah, they full of SHI. You know, you're entitled to feel how you want to feel. And I think the girl was kind of uncomfortable, in my opinion, just a bit. She kind of like, if you watch the video of her talking, she kind of kept her hands in front of her, like, you know, the whole time. And I think she also felt like, oh, my dress is like really short. Like, not you finna have my daughter having more fabric on the side of her dress than she has around her entire dress. Like, we got a fucking problem, okay? For sure. And honestly, for me, don't be I don't know how fast paced it is either when you're out there and you need to get out there on set or whatever the case is. But it's like, hey, let me see my kid before they walk out. Let me see what the hell going on before my child go out there. Let me see. You good? You okay? You comfortable? But I don't know. Joy may have been expecting Bow Wow to handle that, right? Because the daughter is with him. So I'm not going to put all of that on her when her fucking daddy was there and she's standing right next to the dad. I don't know why people like to bypass the daddy and go straight to the mama. Like, check they fucking daddy. That's the problem. Y'all act like dads are not supposed to parent or something. Nah, get in their ass too, primarily. But that's all that I got. Leave your thoughts and comments down below about everything that we just discussed today. Of course, I'm Jami, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos. You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter and Blue Sky at Jami, that's me. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Tell him I preach to the choir. Stand with my feet to the fire. Give all the glory to God. Stand in the midst of these haters. I'm silent. Nobody can stop me. Just gotta check in my notification. Them numbers hit like it's a proxy. Cash died at the ATM. And the ATL, they done made a gym. I've been kicking doors like the ATL. Got them trying to clone me like Yandy Smith. Game time, I invaded gym. High elevated, I can face the rim. Putting shots up. I got laser focus, about to take it over. I'm Invader Zim. On a trip to Florida like it's A&M. Who that nigga, man? They say I'm him. Spit the truth, never wasting film. I can fill a pool with